Hitting .426 on the season. You might sit there and say that's pretty lofty numbers at this point. Well, up until 4 games ago, he really didn't have a whole lot of at-bats.
No, and another guy was playing left field.
And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Pierre.
You always have to play Pierre, and they see they're still doing it over towards the line with your left fielder and shallow, because you see where Ibanez is. Pierre likes to dunk balls out there into left field. And he used to have a magic wand, boy, early in his career, especially with Colorado and then with Florida.
Well, he is now 31 years old. And he takes one high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
He could just hit the ball, and it just seemed like he wouldn't hit it far enough to be caught.
And you see what he's done in his role as a starter this year. He has not been that great as a pinch hitter. And he hits this one deep down the right field line, but foul.
Hardly ever does that, too. Rarely do you ever see him spin on a ball and pull it like that. Time now for Key State Chrysler Jeep Keys to tonight's game. Kind of windy and cool here at Citizens Bank Park. Well, Manny-less Dodgers are 1-3, and they've lost 6 straight here. And how about a different lineup tonight for the Phillies? Jimmy is batting 6th in the order. Or 5th in the order. Jimmy Rollins is, and Charlie has a reason for everything he's doing in the lineup tonight. We'll get into that later.
Jimmy said that he is okay with it as long as he's in the ball game. That's his biggest thing. 3-2 pitch into the air deep to right field. Jason Worth going back. It's over his head and it's off the wall. Pierre can fly. He's going to be at second base with a stand-up double, his 5th of the year, and he continues his torrid run since taking over in left field.
It's so surprising to see him turn on a ball like that and pull it. Of course, we haven't seen him play a whole lot because he's been more of a backup guy the last few years. But he got a 3-2 fastball right down the middle, as you can see there from Park, and hits it off the wall.
And at that point, it's up to Jason Worth just to get it in and hold him at second base.
And that's what we're talking about, fastball location right there. That pitch is right in the middle of the plate.
Well, the Dodgers lead the league in first inning runs. They have scored 36 first inning runs this year. And part of the reason why is because of the guy that's up now, Rafael Furcal, who's hitting .246, 8 RBIs, but also with 21 runs scored. And he was the leadoff hitter when Manny Ramirez was in the lineup. And Park falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes.
Figure Park will be a little amped up facing the Dodgers here tonight, too. He was with them, of course, last year. Has a lot of friends on that team.
Chan-Ho Park has pitched parts of 8 seasons with Los Angeles, and they're the team that signed him back in 1994. 3-0. The Dodgers begin play tonight 22-11. They're 4 games up in the National League West. Of their 22 wins, Joe Torre's squad has won 14 at home, including 13 straight to start the year. That's in for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, they didn't lose a home game until Manny Ramirez's first game serving a suspension.
See the standings in the National League West. Only the Giants are above 500 next to the Dodgers. Everybody else is below 500.
Well, that's been one of the qualifiers put on the Dodgers' fast start.
That one line drive to shortstop, caught right off the top of the dirt by Rollins, and there's one away.
By that I mean, of course, that people that want to minimize the Dodgers' fast start, that they're a good team and all that, say, well, all they're doing is playing their own division a lot, and they're all under 500 except for the Giants, who have been under 500 when they played them. Now, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is they're taking advantage of teams they should beat, and they're beating them.
Yeah, they're 20-8 against teams within their own division. So 20 of their 22 wins have come against squads in the West. And here's Orlando Hudson, who signed a 1-year free agent contract with the Dodgers during the offseason. And he's been a pretty good pickup for Los Angeles.
He just destroyed the back line of the batter's box, and it looks like he's standing outside of it now. So you can't tell.
It looks like it's almost glitter the way it's blown up.
He absolutely, he knocked all the chalk out of there, and now he's out of it. And now his back foot is out of the batter's box.
There's a lot of work that's being done to put the chalk line down.
Well, he's supposed to stay in there. Maybe that's why he knocked the box out of there. See, if you knock it out of there, watch. Now, see where it's supposed to be is in here.
Yeah, it's probably where that the darker chalk is right now.
Right. Well, he just went up there and knocked it all out of there, so now he stands out of it.
2-1 the count to Orlando Hudson.
Some guys like to stand deep in the batter's box, and he certainly is doing that. That line that I just drew was unofficial, but you got the point.
Speaking of lines, Mariano Duncan is nowhere near the first base coach's line.
Yeah, these two coaches have some Philadelphia history.
Yes, they do. Chopper to the right side, right past Ryan Howard into right field. Pierre around third, heading for home. The throw by Jason Worth on one hop, nowhere near in time. Hudson falls down between first and second. And Ruiz does the right thing. He runs right at him. And now they've got him in a rundown. Let's see who can catch Orlando Hudson. It's going to be Raul Ibanez, the left fielder. So 1-0 Dodgers. Their 37th first inning run. And it's going to be an RBI for Orlando Hudson.
Can't wait to hear that rundown play. That reminds me of the night that Gary Maddox tagged somebody out at home plate in New York. Started in center field and made the play at the plate. There's that ball, just squirts through. Jason Worth comes up throwing. Carlos Ruiz bobbles it, and just at that point Hudson falls down. Watch right here. He throws on the brakes and then he slips, and as Tom said, good job by Ruiz to run right at him, just freezing.
Well, 2 away as Carlos started that rundown. I think unofficially went 2-6-4-7. I might have missed a number there. 9-2-6-4-7. You got to give Worth a piece of that too.
Nice job. That rundown in New York went a long time before Maddox made the play at the plate, and we're still trying to figure out what was he doing.
That's what I was just thinking.
Well, it just went on and on and on, and he wandered in.
Figured I wanted to be part of it.
It's nuts.
Andre Ethier to batter, and that one's on the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ethier. Tied for 5th in the National League in RBIs, but just 2 for his last 22. And he hits one in the air towards center field, slicing away from Victorino. It's deep, and it's going to be off the base of the wall. And Ethier's going to pull it to second base with the second double of the inning for the Dodgers.
Yeah, and it just cost themselves a run with Orlando Hudson getting caught in that rundown. Boy, the wind's blowing in hard from left to right. He must have crushed that. He's hit fairly high, too. There's Ethier, good hitter. As Tom said, he's struggling a little bit, but this guy can really swing the bat. Hit it out into a deep part of the ballpark there at the State Farm sign. Just dies at the base of it after it hit the wall.
Well, that's his 8th double of the year. It's the 70th double for the Dodgers this season. They now lead the National League in 2 base hits, and that's part of the reason for their success. They don't hit a whole lot of home runs, but they got a lot of extra base hits.
Well, the one out in this inning is a bullet. The ball that was hit, and the other out's a rundown play, so they are hitting park hard in this inning. That's Hudson.
Russell Martin takes a pitch inside, so it's 2 balls and no strikes to the Dodgers catcher. Martin overall hitting .272. And his on base percentage has skyrocketed over his last 19 plate appearances.
They are really happy with Russell Martin this year. They think he got a little bit distracted last year and just wasn't the player that he had been. And talking to Joe Torre before the game, Joe says he's Russell Martin again, and that's an all-star player.
Looks like he slimmed down a little bit too. Got himself in a little better shape.
He's in good shape, and mentally he's really into the game.
That one's in for a strike, so the count 3-1.
Joe said, you know, they have a lot of young players on this team, and they added Loretta and Osmus. He says we got a couple grown-ups we added to the clubhouse, and he said they've really helped the atmosphere. He's fun to talk the game with.
Chopper foul right past Larry Boa, and the count 3-2.
He always has a lot of things to say about it.
Larry wearing his familiar number 10 over in the third base coach's box for the Dodgers.
He was ready for the game to start about 3 o'clock.
Chan-Ho Park has already thrown 25 pitches in tonight's first inning. And on the hands, one hopper right at Chase Utley. So Park's going to get out of the inning. He was hit hard, but he allowed just 1 run on 3 base hits. He strands 1 in scoring position. Middle of the first, it's the Dodgers 1 and the Phillies coming up.
Can be really good or he can struggle, and it all depends on his breaking ball. Right there on our Southwest Airlines scouting report, you see he needs to get strikes with his off-speed pitches. Curveball is really good, changeup good, and he can throw hard, but he has a tendency to get all over the place and then have trouble with his off-speed pitches, and he'll throw a lot of pitches. He's out of the game early.
He's faced the Phillies 2 other times during the regular season. He's 0-1 with an 8.10 ERA.
This guy is, as Tom said, very young. He never pitched above Double-A. He's never pitched Triple-A baseball, and he just has a tremendous arm. Former #1 pick, and you can see why.
His fastball hit in the mid-90s. Here's the first pitch to Shane Victorino, and that's in for a strike. And it's 0-1, but most likely it's right where you just saw, about 91, 92 miles an hour.
Yeah, his scouting reports have 91 to 95 in that range.
Victorino on the year hitting .272 with 4 homers and 19 RBIs. Shane batting in the leadoff spot tonight for Jimmy Rollins. And the lineup looking very different for Charlie in this ball game. At least the first 5 hitters. 1-1 is hit back toward the middle. A base hit for Victorino. Well, that's got to feel good for Shane since he was 0 for 13 in this series against the Atlanta Braves.
Well, they threw him a lot of off-speed stuff in that series. He got a fastball to hit there and hit it right back through the middle.
Well, the Phillies leadoff hitters coming into tonight, last in average at .205, last in on-base percentage, and second to last in runs scored. And the runs scored is probably the biggest thing. Jimmy Rollins just hasn't been getting on base consistently enough to be driven in by the middle of this lineup.
Well, you're hitting under 200 as a leadoff man. You sure aren't getting on base much because he doesn't walk a whole lot.
Here's Chase Utley, a .309 hitter with 10 home runs. Now, this is a spot that's familiar to Chase. In fact, most of the second half of last year, he batted the #2 spot. Ball, 1 strike, the count to Chase. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Barbara Cochran from Bristol, PA. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Barbara will win $200. Compliments of McDonald's. Introducing McCafe coffees at McDonald's. A new line of lattes, mochas, and cappuccinos.
thing you try to make Kershaw do is throw a lot of pitches. Impossible, take pitches on him and make him work hard.
And he delivers a fastball to Utley that he skies to Juan Pierre in left. And there's one away. So Victorino goes back to first base. Well, Kershaw, like a lot of the other Dodgers pitchers, and part of this because they've played a lot of home games and it's kind of a pitcher's park, they've only allowed 22 home runs this year.
Right, and his numbers are really skewed as far as home and away. This year and also in his career, he pitches much better at Dodger Stadium, which you say, Tom, is a big ballpark, not a home run hitter's ballpark, really except in the daytime. In the daytime, they fly out of there. At night, they don't.
Well, Kershaw's allowed just 4 homers this year. Jason Worth, the batter. And Jason in the hole, 0-1. Jason did not start Sunday's game. Got a little banged up over that weekend series against the Atlanta Braves.
It's good they made him throw over. He hasn't shown a move yet. And, you know, they have his times.
See what Jason's done over his last 7 ball games. 429 overall. He's hitting .287 with 6 home runs. And he breaks his bat and rolls one for call. Flips to second for one. O'Dog over to first, and it's in time to double up Jason Worth. And that doesn't happen that often. A 6-4-3 double play, and the inning is over. So the Dodgers will take a 1-0 lead into the second, partly because Park as we go to the top of the second inning. Dodgers lead it 1-0. And James Loney swings at the first pitch. Jimmy Rollins ventures back. He's under it, and there's one away. Well, tonight here at Citizens Bank Park is Dollar Dog Night. There are a number of them coming up in the future, including Monday, May 25th. That's Memorial Day when the Marlins come to town. Then Thursday, the 23rd, when the Padres are here for that rescheduled rainout. That's also a Dollar Dog Night, brought to you by Hatfield Phillies Franks. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com, and there is going to be an awful lot of dogs consumed in this ballpark tonight. I think they're off to a pretty good start already.
Game was sold out ahead of time. Dollar Dog Night, seems like they always are. Pretty attractive matchup here too, with the Phillies and the Dodgers off the League Championship Series of last year.
Phillies during the regular season last year won 4 games against Los Angeles. They wound up being swept out in L.A.
It was 4-4.
Yep.
And the Dodgers swept them first, and then the Dodgers came here to town. The Phillies returned the favor.
Matt Kemp, a .275 hitter. He's the number 7 batter for Los Angeles. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to him.
Pretty good hitter, 7 and 8. Casey Blake, the 8-hole hitter. It shows you how good their lineup is. Kemp is just a star waiting to happen.
And he swings and misses at that one, and there's a strikeout for Chan Ho Park.
He's still vulnerable to off-speed stuff at times, but he has power and he can really run.
Some of Chan Ho Park's fans in the ballpark here tonight.
Little sinking fastball there, and he swings over it.
Oh, it is 25 after 8 in the morning in South Korea, where they're watching Chan Ho Park pitch. And he faces Casey Blake and delivers one outside. Chan Ho Park has won 117 games during his career. Hideo Nomo, who also pitched for the Dodgers, won 123 games. Those are the 2 top pitchers from Asia who have appeared in the big leagues. And there may be a day that Daisuke Matsuzaka surpasses both of them. But a lot of the reason why Park won so many games is because of what he did with the Dodgers. Look at all those wins.
Well, he first came out, he could really throw hard too. He doesn't throw anywhere near like that now. But there's what he did with the Dodgers. Then he became a free agent and went to Texas, and that didn't work out so well.
2 15-win years, 1 18-win year.
But that fastball he had when he first came up, and he had a hard slider and a good curveball. And he mixed in a changeup too, but for the most part, this guy was a power pitcher.
The count is even 2-2 to Casey Blake. And Blake fights one off. Last year, the Dodgers acquired Manny Ramirez from the Red Sox. That was a huge acquisition. But this guy was a pretty big acquisition as well, and they got him from the Cleveland Indians.
It's one of those deals that didn't attract that much attention, except for baseball people who thought, boy, they got a pretty good player in Casey Blake. And he's a tremendous defensive third baseman. And they had all kinds of problems at that position.
Got it. Good pitch by Park. He comes back and strikes out 2 here in the second inning. He retired the Dodgers in order, much to the delight of his fans who are here at the ballpark. Chan Ho Park maybe settling in as we go to the the Earthwatch weather forecast for tomorrow and a preview of what's in store for this weekend. MyPHL 17 News at 10, powered by NBC 10. After the game, Ryan Howard's walking to the plate to start things off here in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-0 Dodgers lead. Ryan making his 307th consecutive start. 6 home runs and 22 RBIs on the year. We're going to swing 3 infielders over to the right side against Ryan, which is the norm for teams around baseball.
Well, he's getting in on some hitters. he jammed Worth last inning. That was a tremendous double play turn by Gold Glover Orlando Hudson too.
High fastball swung on and missed. It's 0-2. See the infield setup. You saw the outfield in the back. They play him to go the other way. Bends it back just a little bit. 1-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Cardinals lead the Pirates 1-0. Boy, Pittsburgh, they were in second place just a little while ago. They've lost 8 straight games, and they're in last place in the Central.
Yeah, they're talking about, what were they, 4 or 5 games over 500.
Yeah.
Going along really well.
Pitching staff was the best in baseball.
Boy, this game will jump up and bite you. They're thinking, maybe we'll have a decent. Oh no.
2-2 the count to Ryan Howard. And a swing and a miss, and he's down on strike. So 1 away. So Kershaw picks up his first strikeout of the night.
Well, they kind of look at each other after this. He blows this fastball by Ryan Howard. Howard looks out at Kershaw. Kershaw looks right back at him. I was like, well, that was my best. And I got you that time.
I mentioned that Ryan was making his 306th straight start. It's his 307th straight appearance. Not all starts. He has been a very busy ball player. And here's Jimmy Rollins, who's batting in the number 5 spot tonight. This is the 5th game of Jimmy's career in which he has batted in the 5 hole.
He did get it against Oliver Perez, right, this year on that Saturday afternoon game. Charlie Manuel's lineup is really set up tonight not to get dominated by a bullpen, at least as far as matchups go, because of the way he's busted up the left-handed hitters and the switch hitters involved.
Yeah, Charlie said before the ball game that this may be a 1-game deal. He said he may come to the park tomorrow and put Jimmy back in the leadoff spot. And what Jimmy said before the ball game is, I'm a leadoff hitter. That's what I do. It doesn't matter what the numbers say. I'm going to produce. With all the power guys we've got in this lineup, it pretty much doesn't make sense to keep me in a position down in the lineup. And he's retired by Casey Blake.
Well, I don't think this team will ever be as good offensively as it can be if Jimmy Rollins is not the leadoff guy and he's not Jimmy Rollins. You can experiment all you want to, and it's understandable why they might do a little bit of it, but he's got to lead off.
Well, here's the Dodgers pen that Wheels just spoke about. They've got 3 left-handers. Wade, Will Oman, who was signed late in spring training, and Brent Leach. Got a couple guys in that bullpen that you probably have never heard of. Here's Ibanez. By the way, Wade is a right-hander. That said he was a lefty, but 2 lefties out of the pen for the Dodgers.
Right, and they only have 4 extra men. They're carrying an extra pitcher, and their bench is totally right-handed. Just something to think about as the game goes along.
There's that Dodgers bullpen. A lot of traffic out there.
Yeah. And Broxton's off to a great start for Joe Torre.
0-2 pitch to Ibanez. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strike. Second strikeout of the inning for Clayton Kershaw, and the Phillies are retired in order here in the bottom of the second. We played 2. It's 1-0 Dodgers. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan forum section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, which Phillies shortstop holds the World Series record for starting the most double plays? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Top of the 3rd, Clayton Kershaw starts things off, and he loops one towards center, and there's one away. One pitch, one set aside here in the top of the 3rd. Chan-Ho Park threw 26 pitches in the 1st inning of this game, and he's come back to throw 12 in the 2nd, and now 1 to start the 3rd.
Well, he really settled down. He found some right-handed hitters in that lineup in the 2nd inning and used his breaking ball effectively against Kemp and Blake.
Juan Pierre doubled and scored the run tonight for the Dodgers, so he's 1 for 1.
Always have to watch him. He used to be one of the best bunters in baseball, so Feliz has to play way up at 3rd, and then that plays into Pierre's hands. You see how close he is. He'll sometimes just slap a ball by a 3rd baseman because he has him up so far because of the threat of a bunt.
Well, there were a lot of articles this past weekend about Juan Pierre and the fact that he's hit so well since Ramirez left. And folks were asking him, why are you off to such a good start? He said, well, listen, I prepare every day as if I'm going to play and be in the starting lineup. And he just doesn't strike out that much as he lines one toward right. And Jason Worth takes care of him for the 2nd out.
It's 2 balls that he has pulled. That is just so unlike Juan Pierre, and he's hit them both really hard.
If you're traveling and can't watch your Phillies on TV, do what Wheels does. You can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. The ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Phillies.com, where baseball is always on.
And those games are
in high definition.
Yeah, they look really good.
Rafael Furcal takes on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
You can watch a couple at a time if you want to.
Split the screen.
Right, look out.
Broken bat pop up. Ryan Howard's going to catch the ball. The bat was caught by one of the aisles over the first base dugout, and another easy inning for Chan-Ho Park. It wasn't easy for the fans on that one. That guy is a little excited about getting a piece of lumber. Dodgers lead it 1-0. Dodge. Live strong. Live bold. Live now. Dodge. Grab life. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. By Bud Light, with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. And by your local Chevy dealers. It's Hatfield Philly Frank Dollar Dog Night here at Citizens Bank Park. Another sold-out crowd watching the Dodgers and the Phillies. It's a 1-0 Dodgers lead as we embark onto the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pedro Feliz leads things off. And he takes one inside and low. It's 1-0. Pedro on the year hitting .303, 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. He was just 2 for 9 against the Braves, which is why his batting average is dipping down close to 300. Pretty decent splits there. 327 here at home, 273 on the road. A lot of the success he's had here at home. He's had 4 infield base hits here at Citizens Bank Park.
Which you don't think about Pedro Feliz getting leggers because he doesn't run very well. Being patient, that's why you have to approach this guy. They're a little antsy on him. He will walk it.
Well, he's taken all the way there, and he does draw the walk to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's the 17th walk for Kershaw in 35 innings. So Pedro's aboard to begin the 3rd. And that'll bring Carlos Ruiz to the plate. Ruiz hitting just 172. And he was on the DL for more than 2 weeks, but he is still looking for his first RBI.
Well, he gets a little pull happy sometimes, and he grounds in a lot of double plays.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Jim Thome has belted a 2-run home run, his 5th of the year, number 546 for his career. And the White Sox lead the Indians 2-0 in the 2nd. Jim Thome's going to be, if everything goes according to plan, he's going to have 600 home runs. It looks like.
Be a Hall of Famer. I think he's hitting under 200 this year.
And the White Sox are in 4th place right now in the Central. 2-1 the count to Ruiz.
Kershaw out there, we talk about left-handers being a little bit goofy. Well, he looks like he has a favorite hat, because that hat has all the sweat stains on it. Look at it.
A little salt build up there.
That's got to smell good.
Looper down the right field line. Over is Ethier, and he's not going to get there.
Every once in a while you'll see a guy use it. What the Phillies have? Oh, I can't think of it. I'll think of it. He went to the Red Sox. Right-handed pitcher. I'll think of it anyway. But he used to use the same hat all the time. And every once in a while you'll see a guy do that.
Like that guy?
Well, he may. Depends.
Think he wears that hat every day? That's a Sarge. Sarge switches hats every day.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sarge has got a hat concession working back there. Mike Timber. The guy I was trying to
Yep, that's right.
And he would use the same hat all the time.
Well, Ruiz is up at the plate, and how about if you're sitting behind him trying to get comfortable watching the game and you see this big green thing coming through?
There goes that popcorn act.
Three and 2. By the way, we said this is a Hatfield Philly Frank Dollar Dog night, and Smiley is usually here with the Fanatic, venturing around the ballpark and everything like that. Smiley is not here tonight because his mom Edie is not feeling better, so we hope that she's feeling better. He's tending to her right now, so Smiley will not be in the park tonight. So best wishes to Edie.
Yeah, that's an amazing note. How about him just throwing an 8-hole hitter, a 2-2 breaking ball? Pitcher's on deck. You get a 1-run lead and a 2-2 breaking ball to a guy hitting one, whatever it is. That's a no sense at all. Makes no sense at all pitch.
I guess that's what happens when you're 21 years old.
Well,
could be Martin too.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. It's just,
there's a fastball pulled foul.
What they call that is a trap, because you've now trapped yourself in that, almost having to throw a fastball to the 8-hole hitter, who a lot of times you get out by throwing off-speed stuff early in the count. And he just threw him a fastball there, and he hit it hard. Now he hit it foul. Maybe he hits into a double play. Maybe he gets him out. But that's a pitch that I'm sure they'll discuss with him later. Like, what was the thought process in that?
Another fastball, ball 4.
There you go.
Back-to-back walks.
Now you wind up walking him, and now you have a chance maybe to bunt him over. It just not a good idea to throw that pitch in that spot.
Joe Torre, the skipper of the Dodgers, he's won 2,173 games during his managerial career, and it didn't start out all that great for him when he was a player manager for the Mets, and then had success with the Braves. But it wasn't until he went to the Yankees that he really had success. turned into probably a Hall of Fame manager.
Yeah, he did pretty well with the Yankees.
Sure did.
He loves being with the Dodgers right now. It's really working out for him.
Chan-Ho Park squares. It takes a pitch high, and it's 1-0.
He just felt it was time for a change, and you know, some things happened with the Yankees that kind of pushed him out the door, and you can tell being around Joe, he's really relaxed. It's very different being out there than having to deal with that Yankee nonsense every day.
Park bunts it up the third base line. It's going to be a foul ball, so it's 1-1.
Good idea, though. You want the third baseman to make him field that bunt if you can, with runners at first and second.
See Joe's record with the teams he was with. 286 wins with the Mets, 257 with the Braves. They went to the postseason while he was the skipper there. Over 1,100 wins with the Yankees. Park squares. It takes a fastball for a strike.
Park does not have a sacrifice this year. I don't know if he's even had an attempt.
He's a home run hitter, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. He'll take the bat out of his hands.
And he bunts that one up the third base line. It's a good bunt. Blake has it. And Park is retired. You know, Park is moving pretty slow up that first base line. He grabbed the back of his leg after one of his bunt attempts, and I wonder if he has tweaked something, but he did get the sacrifice down.
Hopefully he hasn't, but once again, a curveball when a guy's up there bunting. One of the easiest pitches to bunt, unless you, especially with a left-hander throwing it to a right-handed hitter, he sees it. A right-handed hitter sometimes will freeze on it. But look at it, he throws him a big old slow curve. Look at him just aim and boom, drop the bat head right on it, bunt it down the line. Now, as Tom said, got a little hitch in his giddy up there, and you hope he's okay. But
Victorino swinging at the first pitch.
They've thrown a couple of strange breaking balls in counts in this inning that have really helped the Phillies to this point.
Again, you wouldn't figure a 21-year-old is going to shake off his catcher, a guy that's been around the block a few times. So it's Russell Martin that's making those calls.
Well, they have a feel for each other, but 2 strikes. You want to throw like a high fastball or something in there and see if he'll try and bunt it. Maybe a bunted foul. Curveball's the easiest pitch to bunt. It's already on its way down to get it on the ground.
A bouncer toward the middle for Call, backs off it. A run's going to score. Victorino's retired. It's a 1-1 game. So all he needed to do was put it on the ground somewhere, and it was in the perfect spot. RBI number 20 for Victorino. The Phillies have tied this one up
without a hit. Good job by Shane Victorino. As Tom said, he just had to make contact there. Sometimes sounds easier than it is.
Got some of the Flying Hawaiian contingent here tonight. And Chase Utley, the batter now, with a runner on second and 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Nice play by Martin, and it's 1-0.
Well, one good sign is they didn't get anybody up in the bullpen. As Tom noticed that Park may have tweaked something. Well, if they thought it was serious, they'd probably gotten somebody up.
Chase is done with runners in scoring position. He's among the leaders on the team. Feliz leads everybody at 444. There is Chan-Ho Park.
He is stretching, though.
1-1 the count, Utley.
He is. Yep. Yeah, he did do something. Something's bothering him. Ethier's really playing deep in right field. Ruiz is a catcher who runs decent. And, you have a heck of a chance to score here with a base hit to right. Kemper's cheating in a little bit in center field. And Pierre, he's a green light. as far as running on him. He just doesn't throw very well.
2-2 the count to Utley. Kershaw is out of Highland Park High School just outside of Dallas, Texas. And see what he's done this year. He and Chan-Ho Park among the leaders with over 4 pitches per at bat.
That's why you have to be patient with him, and that's why they scored a run in this inning, because they have 2 walks.
Adam Eaton was on that list too. 3-2 to Utley.
And we saw that. Another 3-ball count. They have a much better approach to Kershaw this inning than they did in the first 2.
There's Jason Worth waiting on deck.
There's Dong Lin there, along with Mark Anderson.
Talking to Chan-Ho Park.
Chan-Ho, you just hope he's okay.
3-2 curveball, and Utley's down on strikes to finish off this inning. But the Phillies do tie it up without the help of a base hit. A ground out by Shane Victorino has made this a 1-1 game. Well, the Pennsylvania Lottery Powerball is up to $129 million. It'll be called on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so make sure you get out and get your tickets today. Again, $129 million. And maybe one of the folks here at the sold-out crowd at Citizens Bank Park could be a winner. Must be 18 to play. And please play responsibly. Well, another sellout here in Philadelphia. In fact, there aren't limited seats available for the next 2 days between these two teams. Even without Manny Ramirez in the lineup for the Dodgers, this is still a good matchup. So we go to the 4th. It's a 1-1 game. And Orlando Hudson takes one inside. It's 1-0. Gary Matthews joins us here in the top of the 4th inning. Hudson singled home the run for the Dodgers his last time up. And then he was caught between first and second when he fell down and was caught in a rundown and was tagged out for the second out of that inning. Orlando Hudson hitting .336. He and Raul Ibanez have the top 2 batting averages for guys that have switched teams. Good breaking pitch, and it's 2-2. Line drive toward right. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Second hit of the night for Orlando Hudson. And he's aboard to start this 4th inning.
I don't think anybody has more fun than Orlando Hudson when he's out there continually talking to anybody that'll listen.
Yeah, he is a chatterbox, isn't he?
Oh, my.
Well, speaking of chattering, Sarge, follow the Phillies at twitter.com/PhilaPhillies. For an insider and fun facts, right now check out the great ticket offer for Memorial Day. That's the next Hatfield Philly Frank Dollar Dog Night. Memorial Day, May 25th against the Marlins.
Can't wait.
Here's Andre Ethier. Ethier doubled his first time up. And that one's hit in the air to straightaway center field, right at Shane Victorino. One away.
That ball got in on Ethier, fastball. Park's been around the plate some. A little hiccup in that first inning. The Dodgers have been notorious in that first inning in scoring runs.
Well, how big is that, Sarge, when you can put up 37 first inning runs in a season?
Takes pressure off of the pitcher, gets that offense going, but they think it's just old hat. That's just the way it's supposed to be in them scoring runs. Especially with Pierre leading off with a double.
Russell Martin, the batter, he grounded out to second his first time up. Well, the 37 runs the Dodgers have scored in the first inning this year is the best in the National League. It leads the Mets. There goes the runner. The pitch is fouled off. And the count 1-1 to Martin. Joe Torre laying the signs over to Larry Boa, who's in the third base coach's box. There's Bo.
Well, he's had himself quite a career as you look at Orlando Hudson.
On the hands, a looper to center field. Here comes Victorino. He's not going to get there. Drops in for a base hit. Hudson stops at second. Now the Dodgers have runners on first and second here in the fourth inning.
That's just good hitting right there, staying in on the ball. He didn't hit it good. Again, we talk about that. Good things happen when you hit the ball up the middle. Doesn't have to be blistered.
So now the Dodgers have 2 on with 1 out. And here's James Loney.
Well, you got to watch him because Martin can run. You know, Orlando Hudson, he can run.
And Martin not being held on at first. The same for Hudson at second. So if they choose to go, they should get a pretty good jump.
A lot of times you don't want to run on a left-handed batter simply because that catcher has a free shot at you. That right-handed hitter's up. You got him to impede your vision a little bit.
Park chases Hudson back to second base.
Yeah, this Dodger team has really something to prove, especially with Manning not being there. They want to prove that they can win without, obviously, their best hitter on the team.
And the count moves to 1-2. Well, a lot of the young players on the squad, like James Loney and like Andre Ethier, as you see what Loney has done here in Philadelphia, they talked about how loose Manny made the clubhouse when he was here in the second half of last season, and also the beginning of this year. Matt Kemp, who's the on-deck batter, said the same thing. And Joe Torre talked about before the ball game just what a difference it is to have him in the lineup.
Well, it's got to be, especially in that third spot.
That one's rolled towards second, could be 2. Utley flips to second for 1. Rollins with the flip over to first, and it's not in time as it pulls Howard off the bag. And Russell Martin came barreling in on Jimmy Rollins. So the inning is still alive, and there are 2 away.
One of the reasons you go into second base hard, just to do exactly that. Now your next hitter has a chance. Utley, fine toss there from the side. J-Roll jumping up, getting out of the way in good fashion, just not able to get that throw in the right direction. Almost threw that ball like he wanted to have that ball come back, and it just stayed straight.
It was a good job by not only Russell Martin to to impede that double play, but also for Ryan Howard to come back and make that grab up the first base line.
Yeah, and he gets an extra jump because he isn't being held on with a runner on second, so he can get down there a lot faster, and he has good speed.
So here's Matt Kemp with runners on the corners. And that's a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1 to Kemp. He struck out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Oh, 2.
When you talk to Don Mattingly, the hitting coach, he'll tell you that they've been a lot more patient at the plate. Indicative of those 156 walks that leads the major leagues. What a great hitter he was when he was playing with the Yankees.
Can also pick it over at first and move Kemp off the plate. It's 1-2. At the start of last year, the Dodgers had Bill Miller as their hitting coach. Then Don Mattingly kind of took over. 1985 American League MVP and a 9-time Gold Glove winner.
Well, that's what you're talking about, picking it right there.
Line drive toward left. That's going to drop in for a base hit. So Martin breaking up the double play allows the inning to stay alive. Orlando Hudson scores and the Dodgers lead it 2-1.
Those are some of the things that don't show up in that scorecard. Russell coming in and enabling Kemp to come up and drive in that run. Well, you do that throughout the course of the season, hustling like that, it pays off. Now, that was not a bad pitch, but again, Kemp staying back, not trying to do anything other than stay on top of the ball, and that's what he did.
Now the number 8 batter, Casey Blake, will be the hitter with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Blake also struck out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Well, this Dodgers team is going to score runs. We talked about that during the outset, and even with Manny out of the lineup, guys like Russell Martin and Orlando Hudson are going to help produce this offense.
As you can see him talking and talking again. Talking to Martin and telling him, hey, way to go. Little things win you championships.
Fly ball to right field, and Jason Worth will take care of it, and the inning is over. But the Dodgers do score a run, partly because of Matt Kemp's base hit, but really because of this at second base. Russell Martin breaks up the double play, keeps the inning alive for the Dodgers offense. Lines, low fares, no hidden fees. By AT&T, your world delivered. And by McDonald's. Introducing McDonald's McCafe coffees. Try hot or cold iced mochas, lattes, and cappuccinos. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Now the Phillies trail by 1, 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. They've managed just one base hit so far against Clayton Kershaw. Jason Worth will lead things off. He bounced into an inning-ending double play in the first. And Tim Cheetah's strike zone tonight has been very comfortable for the pitchers on the outside and the inside parts of the plate.
And giving that high pitch.
As the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike to Worth. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Braves, who ended the Mets' 7-game winning streak last night, lead the Mets 1-0 now in the bottom of the fourth on a base hit by Casey Kochman. Last night it was Matt Diaz who was the hitting star. And they just appealed to the first base umpire, Bob Davidson. And he said that Jason Worth went around on that check swing.
Oh, you can see Charlie not liking that as he's looking over there at first base umpire.
2-2.
Oh, you see him ask for a high fastball. Let's take a look at this check swing and see whether or not you think that he actually went.
Oh, boy. I don't think he was even close.
Now,
curveball line back through the middle. No matter about the check swing. A base hit for Jason Worth.
Boy, that's classic.
Well, the Florida Marlins are coming to town on Memorial Day for a 3-game series. It's the next Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. You can celebrate Memorial Day, the unofficial start of summer. Tuesday, May 26th, the 7:05 start. So is Wednesday. That's a sold-out ball game. For tickets to the first 2 games of the series, you can log on to Phillies.com.
Hey, Jason Worth showing you how to stay on the breaking ball. It's nothing better when you're able to stay back on it. You see it a lot better, but you only can do that with slow feet. You slow everything down when you have slow feet, and your hands, believe it or not, will be quicker.
Now you talk about slow feet. You mean just don't get jumpy. Don't dance around.
Don't jump at the ball and don't go as fast as you can.
Ryan Howard takes one low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
You'll notice when Ryan Howard isn't hitting the ball the way he would like, sometimes he doesn't stride at all to get himself back into the groove. Albert Pujols just picks his foot up and sets it down. He hit his 13th tonight.
There's a curve that drops in for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Howard. Ryan got some fastballs his last time up and went down on strikes.
Yeah, that last one was like 96, but in a bad zone. Ball was up a little bit.
Now Russell Martin's going to head out to the mound and talk to Clayton Kershaw. As Wheels mentioned before, Kershaw has a propensity to walk guys and fall behind and throw a lot of pitches, much like Chan-Ho Park.
Yeah, just want to work the count. Want to have solid ABs on them. Again, it's okay to swing at first pitches, but you got to make sure it's your pitch.
See all those base runners that Kershaw allows on average per 9 innings, nearly 12.
Take a look at those walks. Almost walking 5 a game.
3-1 the count to Howard. Jimmy Rollins waits on deck.
Yeah, just needs to make sure this fastball is going to be down. Yeah, if he throws a breaking ball right now, 3-1, you can go on and take that pitch.
Worth goes, pitch is taken outside, ball 4. And the Phillies, for the 2nd straight inning, have runners on first and second to start an inning. And that'll bring Jimmy Rollins to the plate, and Rick Honeycutt, the pitching coach, is going to come out to the mound. Now, we mentioned before that Jimmy has been moved to the number 5 spot for tonight's ball game. This may be a spot that he will linger in for a few days until he gets himself going again and gets his swing down. And Charlie Manuel was saying today that a lot of it is timing. A lot of it now has become routine for Jimmy. And Sarge, I know you and I were talking about this spot in the lineup before the ball game. Jimmy's not a run producer, and here he is protecting Ryan Howard.
Yeah, this is gut check right now, and one of the reasons he's hitting behind Ryan Howard is just to get himself going. You know, Jimmy has the demeanor when things are going bad, he can pick himself up. This is a situation right now where he needs to do just that.
All right, from a baseball standpoint, what does batting behind Ryan do for Jimmy?
Well, it's not going to do anything for Ryan right now if he's not hitting the ball. You know, usually you want guys hitting the ball, which enables the hitter in front of you to get better pitches because that pitcher doesn't want to see you coming.
Well, let's see what Jimmy does in this spot with 2 runners on. And he's taken all the way, and he takes a 94-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. It's 0-1.
You notice, though, that Jimmy does not bunt a lot at all. This would really be a situation where you want to try and move those runners or be able to bunt the ball, especially when things aren't going the way you think that they should in hitting the ball. And you know, Jason will take off, and in this situation when you're down, you got to make it. It's the only way that it's good.
Yeah, Russell Martin's done a pretty good job this year throwing guys out. He's thrown out 7 base runners in 19 attempts this year. There goes Jason. Pitch is taken low. The throw by Martin on one hop, not in time. Howard trails with a double steal.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it, making sure that, again, when you go, that you're able to make sure you make it as Ryan Howard gets a stolen base on the back end.
Yeah, for Ryan, that's his first of the year.
No, usually that catcher will go on and throw that ball to second base. Thought he had a shot. Good jump by Jason Worth.
He gave a clap to Ryan Howard, too, as he got up and tried to clean himself off.
Boy, that's a tough play for that runner at first base because you got to make sure the runner at second is gone.
1-2 the count to Jimmy. He was late on that fastball. That stolen base, by the way, for Ryan was his 3rd career stolen base.
I talked about Orlando Hudson today when around the cage and just talking with him, saying that he lost his weight so he could steal a base or 2. Ryan told him just keep trotting. Go Glover.
Go Glover in both leagues, Orlando Hudson. The Toronto Blue Jays with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now he's back. The entire infield is back. So all Jimmy needs to do is hit a ground ball.
Easier said than done, especially when you're struggling, but you're right. And if you can get it to the right side, that's what you want to do. You score a run and then you advance the runner.
He does get it to the right side. He'll advance the runner and get an RBI. Howard's being held at third. RBI single for Jimmy Rollins. And the Phillies have tied this one up at 2.
That's great hitting. Hitting that ball on the other side. But that particular stroke, J-Roll not trying to actually overswing. Well, again, when you're not hitting the ball, you think too many fielders are out there. Look how he goes the other way. Short and quick to the ball. Getting it to that right side. See, Charlie's saying, way to go. Boy, he plays on a lot of hunches, and a lot of times, more than not, they always come true.
Well, now the hunch for Joe Torre is to play the infield back to try to turn 2 with nobody out. And runners on first and third for Raul Ibanez. Raul buckles at a curve that never really curved, and the count 1-0.
Yeah, you start to get nervous. He starts not to get the breaking ball over. You got one thing to do. You sit on that fastball until the cows come home. You've heard that expression.
I have. And it just dawned on me that Kershaw really is just a fastball and a curveball guy, so there's nothing else he could throw. There is the fastball, and it came in at 95 and went right past Ibanez. It's 1-1.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do that one more time with that heel. Well, usually he's up to the task. Ibanez and hitting anybody's fastball. Start throwing that breaking ball over. That's what gets you off that fastball.
There's another fastball. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2.
Yeah, he's coming right at him. Just a little courtesy toss over there. Let J-Roll know that he's still there. Got to be alive for the ball in the dirt.
Jimmy goes 1-2, hit the opposite way. It's going to be a base hit toward the gap, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Flying around third is Jimmy Rollins. He's going to score right behind Ryan Howard. A 2-run opposite field double for Raul Ibanez, and the Phillies have taken the lead. Well, Sarge, you wanted to see that pitch over and over again, and Ibanez did too, and he finally got it.
Yeah, I was surprised he even got that second one by him. Usually, fastball hitting guys, when they're up there and they see a fastball, they have no problem in catching up with it. That one 94 up out of the zone. But you notice all Ibanez did, he left it up there, meaning that he swung not to get on top, but to hit it where the pitch was pitched.
And still nobody out for Feliz. And they move Pedro's feet, but that's the 5th pitch in a row that Pedro has seen tonight out of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's what you have to do, is drive that fastball and let him know the guys can hit it.
There's a changeup from Clayton Kershaw. That's his 3rd pitch. He doesn't throw it that often. And he is really labored in this inning. He's about to throw his 22nd pitch of the inning.
Well, nobody warming up in the Dodgers bullpen as of yet.
Looks like another changeup. Mentioned before, Pedro is the leading hitter with runners in scoring position for the Phillies.
Yeah, not only that, he's a fastball hitter. And he's got 2 changeups. This is a fastball count.
They did get a fastball. It's in, and it's 3-1.
No, they're doing a good job. Philly hitters are right now, laying off that high fastball. Want to get that ball down, and even if it's right at the knees, not a bad pitch to swing, as opposed to the one up near your hands.
And there's the changeup, swung on and missed, and Pedro's mad at himself because that's not the pitch that he wanted with the count 3-1. Maybe it was the location he wanted, but not the pitch.
Yeah. Well, fastball, the hitter's got to be able to determine between hard and soft. If you're looking hard, you shouldn't be able to swing at that. You can see definitely looking fastball, all off balance.
On the inside corner, and Pedro walks for the 2nd time tonight. And still nobody out. Joe Torre has watched the first 5 batters reach base safely for the Phillies, and they've scored 3 runs.
Boy, just don't call a lot of pitches on the inside part of the plate or inside. 3-2 with Feliz. You got to have an eagle eye to take that pitch.
There's Rakunicka going over the lineup card with Joe Torre. We said that they carry a couple of extra pitchers in the bullpen, and one of those extra pitchers might start to loosen very soon.
Yeah, he's giving him his options on what pitchers are available. Then Joe will pick one of the pitchers. Honeycutt will have that pitcher as he is. Going to the phone. See who he's going to get up.
Carlos Ruiz, the batter. Carlos walked his first time up. That was in the 3rd. 3-run inning so far for the Phils. And there's a strike, and it's 0-1. The guy that they most likely will put up in the pen is James McDonald. He was a starter at times last year, has started this year. Very talented kid who we saw in the postseason more last year. And Ruiz is now in the hole, 0-2. And the answer is James McDonald. Saw him pitch last year in the postseason. He is all arms and legs, and he's got some ability. Carlos taking a close pitch there for a ball. It's 1-2.
Yeah, one of those pitches that he's just not giving him, that inside fastball. See Joe Torre, he is relaxed. When you're in first place, you can be relaxed.
Yeah, when you have the best record of the National League and the most tied for most wins in the majors, you can really be relaxed. Banez thought about breaking, but he holds up at second. Now we say that, Sarge. And, you know, in all seriousness, they have 22 wins, 21 of which they picked up when Manny Ramirez was in the lineup. This is going to be a tough couple of months now for the Dodgers.
Well, no doubt, too, because they're going to be out of the division. They're the strongest team, regardless, in the Western Division, even without Manny.
That one's lined towards center field. Banez waits, and Kemp makes a sliding grab. Raul, it looked as if he wanted to take off and maybe score on that one, but then at the last moment he said, wait, you know what, he might catch that ball.
Yeah, they had to call Chan Ho Park back as he takes the line drive. That ball's probably knuckling on him as he gets down. Nothing that Banez can do, even if he goes back to try and tag up. Don't think he would have been able to.
Raul remains at second base. Feliz at first. Park squares and takes one inside.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that he's throwing so many of the curve balls is that he feels confident in being able to get that pitch over. He's been missing on the fastball, that location, especially in.
Well, he gave him the inside corner there, and it's 1-1. Dirt. Martin's been busy. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
So it's amazing, even though Park's getting ready to bunt, difficult for him to throw a strike.
Charlie Manuel making Pete McCannon laugh. Phillies dugout. It's a little looser right now because the Phillies have scored 4 runs, 3 in this inning. And Park bunts that one foul. It's 2-2.
That's a hard pitch that's coming in there, and every now and then that same pitch moves inside to the right-hander. Just watch this bunt there. That ball is up in the zone. Sure, he'll probably get another one.
He does, and he bunts it toward third, but towards Sam Perlaza. So he's down on strikes, and they're 2 away. So Chan Park's at bat is over with. That's the 36th pitch of the inning for Kershaw. And with 2 away, Shane Victorino is the batter. Now with Jimmy not being in the leadoff spot, everybody wondered if Charlie did make the move, who would he put up there? Because of speed, you know, Victorino is the ideal choice.
No doubt about it.
But he isn't the prototypical leadoff hitter either.
Well, simply because he doesn't take a lot of pitches and he doesn't walk, but he's been getting on.
And he hits that one sharply off the glove of Casey Blake, and everybody's going to be safe. Bases are loaded, and the Phillies have now batted around here at the bottom of the 4th inning.
Boy, that ball was just literally smoked. See what they're going to give him on that. Playing that third base, you don't have time to react a lot of times, and that ball is drawn down on you. Take a look at it. He gets out in front as he hits that ball hard. Well, that's a ball normally that you would catch.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to score that one an error, and they have. So the bases are loaded. That's the 3rd error of the year for Casey Blake. And here's Chase Utley. And he takes a fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, he's been getting that letter high fastball just about the whole evening. One of the few pitchers that can get away with it because he throws so hard, and very difficult to get on top of it or to drive that pitch.
And it's a curveball, so it's 1-1. Phillies as a team have a major league best .485 batting average with the bases loaded. And Chase has thrived with the bases loaded during his career. And this is going to be the 40th pitch of the inning for Clayton Kershaw. He's going to need at least 41.
Boy, that would have been nice back in the day to have a pitch count, get those guys out of there. Just take pitches and get guys like Nolan Ryan or J.R. Richard.
Right, because Nolan Ryan would throw a lot of pitches, not only because of the strikeouts, but he would work deep counts.
When they left the game, it was because they were down maybe in the 8th or the 9th after they had destroyed a couple of your bats and ego.
Utley stays alive, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Clayton Kershaw calls Russell Martin out to the mound. He's probably saying, you know, I've thrown 41 pitches in this inning. What do you think 42 should be? His curveball's been pretty good against Chase Utley.
Yeah, he's been getting it over more so against the left-handers. He's had more of a sharper break. Ball that Jason hit was a curveball, but kind of coming into him. A lot easier for a right-handed hitter to hit the ball. Left hand, it's going away from you. More difficult to keep that front shoulder in.
He does throw a curveball, and Utley rolls it over for a foul ball. And it remains 1-2.
And just a little bit off balance on that swing.
.87 pitches already for Kershaw tonight. This half inning has lasted a little more than 22 minutes. And a curveball called strike 3. He froze Utley, and the inning is over. The Phillies do score 3-2 on a big blow by Raul Ibanez, an opposite field double. And after 22 plus minutes, this inning is finally over. The Phillies have the lead. Be here for the last WWE SmackDown before Judgment Day. Will this be the week CM Punk cashes in Money in the Bank? Friday night SmackDown, 8 p.m. right here on MyPHL 17. Gonna be watching that, Sarge?
I might take a look.
Top of the 5th inning. Clayton Kershaw will lead it off for the Dodgers. Kershaw flied out to center his first time up. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Might be a little bit of a surprise that he's batting here after throwing 45 pitches in the bottom of the 4th inning. But I guess Joe Torre figured, well, he got out of it. We're only down 2. Let's see if we can seep out another inning from him.
Yeah, when you've been getting your offense scoring 5 runs a game or a little bit better.
Chopper toward the second base bag. Utley, tough play. No, not in time. Well, Bob Davidson has made a couple of calls, that being the second, that it's not going to make the Phillies too happy tonight. Called a strike on Jason Worth earlier on a check swing, which he did hold up.
You can see Charlie going down to the line. Let's check it out. Utley backhands the ball, tries to get enough on it, and
oh, the ball's in his glove, but he's out.
Yeah, he is out.
Well, normally when Bob Davidson's umpiring a game, you got to look out for balks. Here's Juan Pierre, who is 1 for 2, and he takes a curveball for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's average at 429. He does not have enough appearances to qualify for the league lead in hitting.
Well, you're looking at a guy that's used to getting a couple hundred hits as you take a look at Charlie.
He's still stewing in the dugout.
Oh, he gets angry, and again, he has good reason. Well, he's out, and you're looking for outs. There's Bob. Yeah, but Juan Pierre, type of hitter that usually will score 100 runs when he's playing every day. Really hitting with runners on base.
Bouncer towards second. Utley has it. Flips to second for 1. They got to hurry. Rollins tries to, not in time. And Pierre's just too quick to double up.
Yeah.
And there's 1 away.
Well, he does have speed, no question about it. Let's check it out again. Utley gives that side toss again, and boy, I tell you, it's just difficult to tell. He was there on that one.
And now Rafael for call.
Still got to watch out for the steal.
Juan Pierre has stolen 432 bases in his career. He is the active leader in stolen bases in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, keep in mind, too, though, he hasn't been starting over the last couple of years. He's been put on the bench playing when guys have gotten hurt. In this particular case, with Manny Ramirez being suspended, he's getting time to play, and he's making the best of it, and that's what you have to be on the bench. You have to be ready when you get your turn.
They're trying to tire him out a little bit there.
Yeah, well, he's still going to think about running. I'm telling you, he's a base runner that not only will steal second, will try and steal third.
A little quick pitch by Chan-Ho Park.
Yeah, he did. You got to watch Bob over there. He will call a balk on you if he thinks that you haven't given that little pause.
Yeah, there's no statistic on how many balks Bob Davidson has called in his career, but his nickname is Balkin' Bob Davidson. I'm not sure if he's called that around the house, but he's called that around baseball.
Well, he's pretty close in Park and not setting, but really you got to be able to quick pitch and do different things with a base stealer.
See, Chan-Ho is among the active leaders in balks with 14. Randy Johnson, who won his 298th game last night, has balked 32 times in his career.
Yeah, it just shows you that he does not have a move.
2-1.
It's a lot of balks for a left-handed pitcher.
You mean Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. He's built them up over the years.
I'll say.
Hit in the air to right field. It's playable for Worth, and they're 2 away. And Pierre's back to first base.
That ball got in on him just a little bit. Park doing a good job so far, holding Juan Pierre over at first base, holding the ball, pitch quicking at times. Just picks up that leg and not picking it up. They call that a slide step.
Here's Hudson. He's 2 for 2. He has singled twice. Has an RBI, a run scored. And he's in the hole. No balls and 1 strike.
That's a regular kind of not wind up. And when he's in a stretch, that kick up a little bit higher. That would be the pitch that Juan would want to steal on.
Mariano Duncan with the stopwatch in his hand. And now Chan-Ho Park is ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Orlando Hudson.
You know, Mariano giving Juan Pierre the time. There's Park.
And he's still bothered by something he did in his first at bat when he laid down a bunt foul up the third base line. He kind of pulled it at the back of his leg. And
yeah, he's trying to stretch it out. You can see him right now. Let's check his last delivery out. You can't see anything right there, but you can see him coming off of that. So it is giving him a little bit of pain. Well, now you can see Scott Sheridan and pitching coach Rich Doobie going out to the mound just to see exactly what's going on. You know, starters don't like leaving in the 5th inning.
Well,
especially with that lead.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 big things going on here for Chan-Ho Park. This right here, this, and this. The fact that he's had 1 and 2, there are 2 outs. He's leading at 4-2, and we're at the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, he's probably telling them that you have to have a bone sticking out in order to lead the game.
Well, and that Phillies bullpen has been used this year. It looks like they're going to be used rather early tonight. There's Scott Sheridan, the Phillies athletic trainer. I guess Chan-Ho must have told him a joke or something like that when he went out there. He's still laughing. There goes Pierre. The pitch is hit in the air, foul to the third base dugout. Well, this is the bunt attempt. This is after the bunt attempt by Chan-Ho Park, and right there. He grabs the back of his leg.
That's up near the hammy, isn't it?
Yep. Spent the rest of that inning in the dugout stretching it out.
See Ruiz getting ready to throw. This is a good running count. This 2-2 pitch.
This is when you would take off?
If I got to jump, I've been known to take off and come back too.
There goes Pierre. 2-2 is pulled foul.
Yeah, that was a fastball. A lot of times 2-2, a pitcher will try and get you to fish at that slider or something, maybe down at his foot. And that would be a good pitch to steal on.
Chan-Ho Park's last victory was July of last year. He had a run of 5 starts with the Dodgers. Pitched well as a starter. 37 appearances without a win. And it's full 3-2. So now Pierre will definitely be off. And Ryan Howard is going to tell Chan-Ho Park he's going to play behind him with Andre Ethier in the on-deck circle.
You know, there's sometimes managers will continue to hold him on first base. Again, Orlando Hudson, a pull hitter. He's already had 2 hits to right field. So Ryan playing off.
Pierre goes 3-2. Swung on and missed. It gets away from Ruiz. Hudson didn't realize it. The toss to first in time to complete the strikeout. And the inning is over for Chan Ho Park. So 2-3 on the putout on the strikeout. Jason Worth will lead things off in the bottom of the fifth. Season against each other. Some heartbreaking ones in the 70s and one good one last year. And Chan Ho Park was part of the Dodgers last year, and it looks like his night might be done. We'll wait and see, but he left the dugout with Scott Sheridan, the Phillies athletic trainer, and went back into the clubhouse. Said that he must have tweaked something earlier in the game in the third inning when he was batting, and he was able to pitch the fourth and fifth inning with some soreness in his leg.
Might go in, rub on it, or see exactly what it is. Could tape it up. He's having that much discomfort.
Nobody is loosening up as Jason Worth leads things off, and he sends one high in the air, deep to left center field. Looks like it's playable. Pierre and Kemp are there, and Kemp makes the grab.
Boy, I tell you,
towering out.
Depending on the night and whether or not it's warm, that ball's still out of here. But the fact is, when it isn't really warm like this, the ball doesn't carry as much, and Jason just missing from hitting that ball out to left center, deep left center.
One away for Ryan Howard here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Ryan 0 for 1. He walked, got a stolen base, his third career stolen base. And his last time up, and it's 0-1.
He could really be tough on those left-handers simply because he does throw hard. Donald still throwing in the bullpen.
Line drive to right field. Ethier takes the sinker, and there are two away. A little top spin on that one from Ryan Howard.
Almost looked like a knuckleball that was hit out to right field.
Well, Jimmy Rollins' last time up went the opposite way. Picked up an RBI single.
Solid single is right. See Jason Worth coming in and scoring. It's got to make him feel good. Again, it takes you longer than a day or two to get out of a slump when you've been in one.
Well, David Murphy from the Philadelphia Daily News had a pretty good comparison the other day of the 2004 season, in which Jimmy began with a 188 batting average through the first 28 games. And he lines that one right at Casey Blake. Anyway, the moral of the story is he finished that year with a 289 batting average and had a heck of a year with 193 base hits. Maybe he'll have the same luck this year. Not there. After a 412-foot grand slam against the Nationals, Ryan cleared the bases again in front of friends and family in his hometown of St. Louis with his 7th career grand slam. In addition to the power, the defense has been spectacular, eating up everything coming his way. Howard's cleaning up is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, Ryan Howard has not made an error in 266 chances this year. He's one of 5 first basemen in the National League to come into play tonight without an error. And, you know, he has been playing Gold Glove defense over at first base this year. And, you know, one of the other guys who has not made an error is James Loney, who's the first baseman for the Dodgers.
Well, not only that, too, Ryan Howard's been able to throw that ball to second base with consistency. Had some problems the last couple of years.
Andre Ethier is ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike as we begin the top of the 6th inning. Chan-Ho Park, who spent some time with Scott Sheridan in between innings, the Phillies athletic trainer, back out there with nobody loosening up in the pen. Going to be the first out of the inning, and Ethier is taken care of by Ryan Howard. Hey, interleague play will get underway for the Phillies at the end of this road trip when they take on the New York Yankees. But here at Citizens Bank Park, the Toronto Blue Jays will be in town Tuesday, June 16th for the start of a 3-game series. Come out and see Sargent Francino Gaston and the Jays, who are the best team in the American League East, for 3 games, including a Citizens Bank Business Person Special on the 18th. For tickets, you can log on to Phillies.com.
Well, hoping that we missed that Roy Halladay. That's a starter for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's got a 3-run lead tonight over the Yankees. Here's Russell Martin, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, literally just buckle up. This guy's got all the pitches. Throws the ball upward in the 90s.
1-2 the count. Roy Halladay is off to a 6-1 start for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, the Phillies faced the Jays twice. 3 here, 3 there. So I'm sure one of those games they're probably going to see Roy Halladay.
Well, never can tell, but like I said,
you don't want to see him.
Just to say hello.
Count holds 1-2 to Russell Martin. Well, here are the American League East standings. They're a game over the Boston Red Sox, 5.5 ahead of the Yankees, and they're leading the Yankees 3-1 in the 7th inning tonight. Broke his bat. Roller to third. 2 away. I guess that leg's feeling pretty good right now.
Well, getting in on the hitters. That's a good pitch. Martin getting jammed on that ball. Doesn't show much power so far this year.
2 outs for James Loney. He's 0 for 2. Sarge, aside from the obvious, what is not having Manny Ramirez do for this lineup?
Well, he's just, he makes everybody so much better. And the pitcher's always thinking that Manny's going to come up, and he has man on base. He doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches, and he's a run producer, always has been. You know, you're talking about a guy in the league that really hits good pitching. Talk to Manny Mota, who helps out with the hitting, and along with Mattingly, one of those guys that when you go to the cage, you don't have to do very much. Well, he's a hard worker, but more so knows the strike zone.
Well, a month after they got Manny Ramirez, this is what the Dodgers did and have done. 41-19. That one hit the opposite way. A couple hops to Pedro Feliz. How about Chan-Ho Park having a 1-2-3 6th inning just as he goes over the 100 pitch mark for this outing. He leads it 4-2. Brought to you by Bud Light. With just the right taste that never fills you up, the difference is drinkability. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. And by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. Last of the 6th inning, Raul Ibanez the batter, and he swings at a high fastball and misses, and the count is 0-1.
Well, that pitch is so inviting to try and hit, but you really want to get it down, make them get that ball down by not swinging at those balls that are up high over your hands.
That one's down a little bit, but it's inside, and it's 1-1.
But he continues to throw the fastball to most of the hitters. Ibanez, very consistent this year.
So Ibanez is aboard to lead off the 6th inning. Second time he's been on base. That's the first guy that Kershaw has hit this year. And that might be it for him because Joe Torre has taken the slow walk out to the mound. He said James McDonald loosened up for about 3 innings. And Torre just signaled to the pen. So that is going to be it for the young left-hander. And his night is going to be done after throwing 98 pitches.
He probably was just in there for
Right-hander James McDonald is the new pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He'll take over for Clayton Kershaw here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kershaw goes 5+. He walked 4, hit 1, struck out 5. And this is the 9th game for McDonald. 1-1, a 7.27 ERA. And look at all the base runners he's allowed. 31 base runners in 17 1/3 innings so far.
14 walks. Wow.
And here's Pedro Feliz. Speaking of walks, he walked his first 2 times up tonight. Phillies lead it 4-2. Looking for more here in the 6th inning.
He's got those long, lanky arms. See a lot of pitchers, especially from the Latin countries, those long arms.
2-0 the count to Feliz.
Pedro Martinez, not a big guy, but he does have long arms.
3-0 the count. Ball 4, and Pedro has walked for the 3rd time tonight. I'd love to see when the last time Pedro Feliz walked 3 times in a game.
Probably have to be his rookie year.
I mean, he's a free swinger.
Oh, yeah.
So runners on 1st and 2nd here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hey, you really got to take a strike again. With Ruiz coming up there.
See Feliz on 1st and Abadias on 2nd. Now Ruiz is bunting here, Sarge, I would assume, because Charlie Manuel is going to pinch hit for Chan-Ho Park.
Good. Yeah, I'd say that's a good call. Why he would bunt him over, not going to bunt him over for the pitcher, as you can see now. Mr. Dobbs lurking.
Saw Chad Durbin loosening up in the pen too. And Ruiz bunts it back toward the mound. McDonald has only 1 play, and the sacrifice is successful. So the roadmap for Charlie Manuel is to pull Chan-Ho Park back with runners on 2nd and 3rd. After Ruiz's sacrifice, and Charlie just pointed to Greg Dobbs, who's going to pinch hit. Joe Torre didn't have a left-hander loosening up until now.
Yeah, it looks like Will Oman is loosening up in the bullpen.
So Chan-Ho Park's night is done. 6 innings. And listen,
quality start.
Yeah, he allowed the run in the 1st, didn't look good, but then kind of settled in, allowed another run in the 4th, and that was it. And he may have been doing it with a leg problem too. Now the Dodgers are going to stall. Russell Martin and James McDonald will go through the motions of having a conversation. What do you think they're talking about right here, Sarge?
Trying to throw a strike, keep it out of the dirt. I think right now you can see Joe going over his program and see whether or not he'd like to maybe walk Dobbs and set up a double play. But a fast runner like Victorino may make you rethink that.
So Chan-Ho Park looks on with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 away. His night is done. The infield is in for Los Angeles. And now time is called.
They'll bring the infield in, and usually when they do that, the pitcher's trying to jam that hitter. Well, he's asking now for a fastball away, maybe hoping Dobbs is pulling off of it.
Instead, he gets a changeup in, and it's 0-1.
That's cheating.
Think they changed the signs on you without telling you?
Really?
Go ahead, Sarge. Let's look at the catcher again, see if you can figure out what he's going to throw.
Well, I know one thing. If I'm hitting, let's see what he's going to throw there. I like that little change up there that he's going to throw here.
On the hands, a looper toward 3rd, and Blake has got it, and they're 2 away.
And he would have jammed me too.
Because he threw a fastball, not a changeup.
Fastball in. That's why it's good not to guess, Tom.
Well, Dobbs is retired.
But you do look at it this way. If you're seeing fastball up to 2 strikes, you did get your fastball, and you might have been able to move that one.
Victorino has a single, an RBI, and a ground out. He's reached on an error, so he's been on base twice tonight. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes. A base hit here would be huge for the Phillies.
2-out base hit. Just put more pressures on the Dodgers.
And off the end of the bat, a flare. Center field. Here comes Kemp. And he tracks it down, and the inning is over. So McDonald comes on. He walks Feliz, but then gets Ruiz, and then Dobbs, and then finally Victorino.
Phillies taking advantage of some wildness by young Clayton Kershaw tonight, and they have a 4-2 lead as we head to the 7th inning on our Verizon Wireless game summary. Orlando Hudson has an RBI single back in the 1st inning. Then he slipped and fell between 1st and 2nd, and they were able to get him in a rundown, and a double later would have scored him. So the Phillies got out of that with just a 1. And you see what they were able to do in that inning when they scored the 3 runs. Here's Chad Durbin coming into game number 17 with a record of 1-0. He started to pitch a little bit better lately, and it's up to the bullpen right now to Tom to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, 17 2/3 innings for Chad Durbin on in relief of Chan Ho Park. And the first pitch lined right at Pedro Feliz. 1 away.
Kemp can't believe it.
Oh, there's Matt Stairs, and Matt wanted us to pass along happy birthday wishes today to not only his wife Lisa, but also his daughter Alicia. So happy birthday on behalf of all of us here, and also Matt. And I hope he got them a better gift than just a happy birthday wish from us.
You never know. With Matt, who knows? That guy marches to his own drummer.
Yeah, he does.
And enjoys it.
And we mean that in the best possible way.
Absolutely. He's fun. You see, the media goes to him all the time because he's always got a quote.
I first met Matt in 1994 when he was playing for the New Britain Red Sox. They later became the Rock Cats, but the New Britain Red Sox. He was on his way back up to the big leagues. And even back then, he was a hoot.
Yeah. He was swinging hard then. Huh?
Yes, he was.
I think the first time I ever saw him in the big leagues, I thought, well, this guy's not swinging for a single.
More than 200 career home runs and He had a good day the other day. A couple hits.
Yeah, Dodgers will never forget him.
No. The Dodgers will never forget him. Jonathan Broxton will never forget him. And whether Jonathan Broxton realizes it or not, as he stares his numbers as a pinch hitter, they are matched in Philadelphia for a long time. Durbin gets Casey Blake for out number 2. And this is the reason why. Full moon, game 4, fastball hitter, fastball pitcher.
That's a moon shot, that baby.
What a great swing. And there is Jonathan Broxton to your right, Matt Stairs to your left. Maybe they'll see each other again sometime in the next couple days.
Xavier Paul is listed as a right-handed hitter in the roster, in their media guide, but the 2 at-bats he's had this year are left-handed, so we'll have to check into that. I mean, maybe he's a left-handed hitter and there's a misprint, but he's certainly going to bat left-handed, and Charlie Manuel's coming to the mound.
And he's going to go for Scott Air. At least it seems like he'll go for Scott Air. Durbin gets the only 2 batters that he faces in this ball game. So good job by Chad Durbin. Not too many pitches. And here comes Scott Air. Phillies lead it 4-2 here at the top of the 7th inning. And they are trying to get the Dodgers 4-2. It's a pretty good seat right there. And there's a lot of good seats here at the ballpark in front of a sold-out crowd. Scott Air in his 14th game, no wins, 1 loss, a 5.40 ERA, and he is on to face Xavier Paul.
Yes, he is evidently a Xavier as opposed to Nady, who is an ex-Xavier.
Right. Time now for our Citizen 7. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizen 7. They will each receive a prize package they're getting right now, courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Speaking of Citizens Bank, we want to invite everybody. There's a kiosk out in right field along Ashburn Alley. I want to invite everybody to bring out some gloves, some baseball gloves during the course of this season. As Paul takes a fastball up high, it's 1-0. Citizens Bank, along with the Phillies, for their rookie league program, are accepting donations of slightly used or new gloves that will be distributed to some of the youngsters in the city of Philadelphia. Great program.
This inning's a perfect example of why managers want their starters to go 6 innings if they can, because now you're set up for the later guys in the bullpen. If Durbin and Air can get him out of this inning, then you have Madsen and hopefully Lidge to finish out the game. It doesn't always go according to plan, but that's the way it's set up right now.
Well, a soft roller to Chase Utley. He got a nice hop, and the inning is over. So Durbin and Air combine to retire the Dodgers 1-2-3 here at the top of the 7th. It's time to stretch with the Phillies leading it by 2. Fans Trivia Quiz answers. The Fanatic brings our question back into view. Which Phillies shortstop holds the World Series record for starting the most double plays? Wheels, what do you think?
How about Bo?
The answer is Larry Boa. 7 in the 1980 World Series.
That was an easy one.
Well, it took you a little while. You didn't get it right away. When I asked the question, you paused a little bit.
Well, it's for effect. Gotta have a little.
You gotta build it up a little bit.
Gotta have a little flair for that.
I got you.
Not that we have any.
Well, log back on to Phillies.com. See if you have won a Phillies prize pack. Will Oman is the new pitcher for the Dodgers. 15th ball game. No wins, no losses. He has 1 save at a 4.66 ERA. Will Oman we last saw with the Atlanta Braves a season ago. Facing Chase Utley. The only guy that couldn't solve Clayton Kershaw tonight really was Chase. He struck out twice.
Well, that's because he's got that hook over to him. That's what we talked about in the scouting report, that when he can throw that curveball for a strike, he puts that in the hitter's mind, and he's very effective. Tonight, they finally, what they did was I thought they got a better approach as the game went along and started to take more pitches, make him work a little bit harder. I mean, that kid has a chance to be unbelievable with the stuff that he has, but he's still young, and he's not a strike thrower yet.
Well, he's got to learn to throw the changeup a little bit, too.
That would help, but with his fastball and curveball, he can compete.
No question about that. 2 balls and 1 strike to count Utley. The fact that age 21 from the left side he throws 90, he was hitting 96 tonight.
Oh, he's got a lot of talent.
That one's hit the opposite way. Pierre looks at Kemp. Here comes Kemp. And there's one away.
Oh, he's a greyhound out there. Can he ever cover ground?
He's made a couple plays tonight, which has shown his athleticism and his speed. Hey, coming up this season here at Citizens Bank Park, if you want to get into the ballpark, you know there's a lot of sellouts, then you should capitalize on the Phillies Grand Slam 4-pack. You can pick a hot game, like one of the Red Sox games, one of the Mets games, one of the Friday fireworks, and add 3 more of your choosing to customize your own 4-pack. You can do that now by logging on to Phillies.com. Here's Jason Worth, who's 1 for 3. Jason singled and scored back in the 4th inning. Talked to Jason today, and I said, "Well, you really needed that day off on Sunday." He goes, "Oh, between falling down the right field line, crashing into the wall, getting hit by a couple pitches." He goes, "I was a little sore." And he said, "By the way, when did they put that window in?"
It's been there. That's funny. You just noticed it, huh?
Oh, running into it, I guess, will shake you a little bit.
I mean, that's a very important man's office.
Yep. Look at all those sticky pads on that cabinet. Of course, it's important.
Very important.
It's got a lot of to-dos on that cabinet wall. That's Mike Buckholder, our Phillies groundskeeper.
Bring home milk, bread.
Jason Worth with his 2nd hit tonight. So he's 2 for 4. And he's aboard with 1 away.
Ever see Will Oman do that tape of Will Oman doing the Harry Carey impression?
I have never seen that.
It is dead on. He's really got him down. The great Harry Carey from the Cubs and other teams, and White Sox and Cardinals, of course. And Oman really does a good Harry Carey.
I mean, is it as good as Will Ferrell's Harry Carey?
It's pretty good, Tom.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Jason Worth back standing. Yeah, Harry Carey is probably as impersonated nationwide as Harry Callis was here in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
You were doing a little Harry Callis last night.
Yeah,
the benefit, the Ashburn Foundation benefit.
I can do Harry now. At all times of the day and night.
Another toss over. I could only do one Harry. I could only do Sarge.
He had that Midwest Chicago accent, so his R's were always pronounced R. Car.
See what Ryan has done against Will Omen for his career. 9 strikeouts. Got a good pitch to hit there, and he just missed it.
Oh, you can see the way Ryan's walking around down there, you know. Well, he knows, you know, against a left-handed pitcher, you think maybe I'll get one pitch to hit in the at-bat, and there it was, a middle-in fastball, and he missed it. See, because then you get that thing.
He's learning to lay off it a little bit more.
Well, Ryan Howard is, you know, Charlie just talks about him all the time. Charlie Manning, how hard this guy works to become better and better. And Charlie still thinks he has really good years ahead of him after putting up some pretty good ones already.
I think Charlie's biggest thing is he knows Ryan's going to hit 40 home runs most every year. He thinks he's going to hit well over 300.
Well, he thinks he can make more contact, and exactly. And when this guy makes contact, he hits the ball so hard he's going to get hits. Even with this overshift, and he can't worry about it. They're going to do that. He's a pull hitter when he hits the ball on the ground. He can be an opposite field hitter when he hits the ball in the air.
And the other thing, with more contact comes more RBIs, too.
Right. Tim McCarver used to talk about left-handed hitters with the dreaded fly ball to left, because most of them can't hit it out. But Ryan Howard, of course, can hit the ball out to left field. He's not a track guy like a lot of left-handed hitters when they hit it the other way. It just dies on the warning track.
Plus, the other thing about Ryan, and I think this is what Charlie talks about too, is that, I mean, he's just, and I know it's only 30 games or so, but he's just become a better defensive first baseman overnight. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that was, you know, was part of that. And he swings and misses at that one. And he's down on strikes.
Yeah, he had his fastballs to hit in that count, and he fouled his fastballs off, and then here comes that nasty breaking ball with 2 strikes. And you know, he gets better and better, but most hitters chase that pitch. They just do. That's why pitchers, when they can get ahead, get people out.
Now here's Jimmy Rollins, who is 1 for 3. Single homer run back in the 4th. Lined out his last time up.
He needs a multi-hit game just for between the years. And he had a pretty hard line drive his last time up to Casey Blake at 3rd.
I was talking before about David Murphy's comparison to the 2004 season. I know it's 5 years ago, but you know, when Jimmy started off with a 188 average through his first 25, 30 games, wound up hitting 289. That was a pretty good comparison because, you know, he's basically in the same boat now, hitting 190, 198 after his base hit tonight.
Right. Well, you got to start picking up some multi-hit games, and you know it'll start to move because the averages are still sort of volatile, but you know, you start coming up to 200 at bats, that changes.
There goes Worth. Pitch taken for a strike. To throw to second, not in time. Second stolen base.
Great job by Rollins too, Tom. He saw him, and you saw Jimmy just stand there and take the pitch and let him get into scoring position with 2 outs. That's a real good job by Rollins. Watch right here. No attempt to even think about swinging. Just stood there, saw that Worth had gotten a great jump, let him steal the bag. Now maybe he can knock him in with 2 outs.
Worth now with a team high 5 stolen bases. It's odd to say that at this point, that it's not Jimmy Rollins or Shane Victorino leading the way. Right side is wide open for Rollins.
He got a base hit that way earlier off the first left-hander, Clayton Kershaw.
Orlando Hudson way over toward the middle.
Well, they've decided that they want Hudson to keep Worth close at second, but there's 2 outs. It's really not that big a deal.
Hello, Chris Wheeler. I'm Tom McCarthy, live from Citizens Bank Park. Another sellout, standing room only, here in Philadelphia. Phillies lead the Dodgers 4-2. Game 1 of 3. Man, the Phillies need to win a series here at home. And the count 3-1 to Rollins. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets got a 2-run double from Jose Reyes. They're still batting in the 8th inning. They now trail the Braves 3-2. They've got a runner on first base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Here the Phillies lead it by 2. Raul Ibanez waits on deck. And ooh, ball 4 nearly went sailing into the first row.
Well, they decided that after Worth stole second, they started to pitch around Jimmy a little bit, figuring they still had a left with 2 outs. Now this is why, you talk about why don't you make the intentional walk automatic? Well, every once in a while something weird like that happens. Our colleague down there in the radio booth, Larry Anderson,
had trouble with that.
You should have seen some of those adventures.
Oh, I did see some of them.
He had catchers jumping around like, like a kangaroo.
Here's Ibanez. He has one of the 2 hits for the Phillies with runners in scoring position tonight. And he's got one here. And he takes one at the knees for a strike, and I think that Martin may have been crossed up. And the count is 0-1. There have been guys over the course of time who have reached out, that are being intentionally walked and poked the ball into the outfield for a hit. Miguel Cabrera just did it a couple of years ago.
One of the most famous was Johnny Bench off Rolly Fingers in the World Series one year. Got a big RBI hit in one of those games.
That's one of those, if you're going to do it, you better do it.
Yeah.
They will turn back to second, and Worth is back standing.
They have Ronald Belisario up in the bullpen, a hard-throwing right-hander for Feliz if Ibanez keeps the inning going.
Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Raul. Joe Torre and Rick Honeycutt.
Joe Torre is amazing how his expression rarely changes in the course of a game.
Not even a lot of smiles.
No, he's very stoic. He's like that duck paddling like heck underwater, though. Takes those antacids.
Runners go. They're not even going to bother to throw. And Worth has third. Rollins has second. That's the 3rd stolen base of the night for Jason Worth. Second time the Phillies have pulled off a double steal. And now runners on second and third with the count 3-1.
Well, Worth loves to steal third base. He can really get a jump off second base. Now there's a man that can control his emotions. That was beautiful.
Where's he going? Oh, there he goes.
That was great.
Oh, ball 4. Ibanez walks, and the bases are now loaded.
You know, polar opposites.
Yeah.
Joe Torre, and then he cut the bow.
Yeah. There's some movement now. Joe Torre is going to come out. He's going to make a change as Will Omen's night is done. Well, thank goodness Bo has the sunflower seeds to toss around.
Hey, he used to wreak some havoc down the dugouts.
Are looking for individuals who have made a difference in their community. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2009 All-Star Game in St. Louis. To nominate, go to peopleallstars.com. Great initiative by Major League Baseball that they've just implemented over the last few weeks. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Phillies have the bases loaded and 2 outs. And the new pitcher is Ronald Belisario. He was a non-roster invitee to spring training. He's out of Venezuela. He's 26 years old. This is his 17th game. And he can fire. And he fires a fastball for strike 1.
Marlins and Pirates organizations. And he pitched at Altoona last year in the Eastern League. Pedro Feliz has tied his career high with 3 walks tonight.
The last time he did it was in 2006 when he walked 3 times against San Diego.
He was with the Giants then.
Bases are loaded here. A walk would force in a run. And the Phillies lead the league in bases loaded walks.
Seems to be an epidemic of them this year.
Belisario among the league leaders. He and Broxton in strikeouts out of the bullpen.
Well, that's really a weapon to have. You can bring guys out of your bullpen. Look at this.
Look at Jason Worth. He's going to try to steal home, and he does. Oh, how about that? He timed it perfectly. Wow. Get dirty, boys. That's the 4th stolen base of the night for Jason Worth. And this crowd loves it.
Well, watch what he does. He just waits for Martin to lob it back. And here he comes, slides right under him. Never got a chance to plant. Great job by Worth. As you said, Tommy timed it perfectly.
How about a curtain call on a steal home?
Well, how many times do you see true steal a home? Usually it's on the back end of a double steal. You know, Jacoby Ellsbury did. Now watch. He's watching. Good walking lead. He sees him kind of lob it back from his knees. Gone.
The runners will be off as Worth settles down. The 3-2 pitch, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
You wonder if, as you see Joe Torre, a former catcher, look on, you wonder if that's something they saw, that Martin once in a while will lob one back like that, or whether, you know, he just took a chance and saw him do it and went. But he certainly had a great walking lead the whole time.
Well, the bases are loaded for Carlos Ruiz, and that one nearly got away from Russell Martin.
Last steal of home for the Phillies was Carlos Ruiz in June of '07 against the Reds.
That's the guy I would have thought of.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think it was on the back end. You know, you just don't see, like I said, a true steal of home like that very often.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Ruiz. And Martin's going to go out to the mound because Belisario is trying to feed that outside corner, but he's coming nowhere near it.
It shook him up a little bit, that steal at home. And Rick Honeycutt's going to come out too, because he's all over the place. Looks like Fakal had to come in maybe and help, you know, a little Spanish there, because Martin wasn't able to do a whole lot.
Well, here is the last time the Phillies stole home that Wheels just mentioned.
Yeah, that's what it is. It was on the back end of a double steal. Carlos beat the play.
Michael Bourne was on the front end of that double steal. That spin by Gonzalez is what cost him. So Belisario down in the count 2-0 with the bases loaded.
I can't remember the last time a Philly stole home like that.
Pop up off the first base bag. It should find the seats and does. It's 2-2.
The other thing about that's kind of remarkable is normally you'll try that with a left-handed pitcher because he has his back turned towards you.
Right, Carl Crawford did it against Andy Pettit.
Yeah.
Was it last year or the year before?
Well, when Ellsbury did it this year against Boston, I'm pretty sure it was a left-handed pitcher.
Right. Roller toward third. Blake has it in the short way to third, and the inning is over. But, hey, there's a lot of things that inspire a sellout crowd. Grand slam, walk-off home run. How about a steal of home? Phillies leading 5-2. You can depend on your Honda dealer for great leases and low financing. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. And by AT&T, your world delivered. Well, the Phillies fans have, during the course of this year, serenaded Raul Ibanez out in left field with a standing ovation here and there, and Jason Worth with a steal of home in the bottom of the 7th inning. Watch him go. And underneath the tag from Russell Martin, the fans here at Citizens Bank Park absolutely loved it. A little curtain call for Jason Worth. And then as he went out to right field, more than a curtain call as he gives a pump fist to the crowd as they were giving him a standing ovation. It's pretty good to see the recognition that these Phillies fans give to guys when they come out to the field like Ibanez and Worth right there. And that's a heck of a night, folks. Jason Worth, couple base hits. Not only that, he has stolen 4 bases in tonight's game. He has stolen second, he has stolen third, and he has stolen home. Here's Ryan Matson to begin the top of the 8th inning. And he'll deliver against the top of the order, Juan Pierre. By the way, the 4 stolen bases by Jason Worth ties the team record. Sherry McGee in 1906 had 4 stolen bases in a game twice. Wow. Against the St. Louis Cardinals and against the New York Giants. Pierre's 1 for 3. And Utley's going to have to hurry. And Pierre's 1 for 4. 1 away here in the top of the 8th.
You know, the thing about that steal of home, it was just a perfect time to do it, too, not only because of what he picked up on, but there's 2 outs. You have a right-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher. You know, one of the most famous steal of home against the Phillies was, of course, Chico Ruiz in 1964, the first game that started that horrendous losing streak that cost the Phillies the pennant. And Chico Ruiz stole home with 1 out and Frank Robinson at the plate, which you went, what?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the guy you would want to take a chance on.
And 1 out, too, you know, a fly ball.
Right.
But that's a perfect time to do it. And Jason Worth, that was just a tremendous play by him.
Here's Rafael Furcal. He's behind in the count 0-1.
Even if he's out there, that was a great time to try something like that.
Well, Matson's come out firing. That fastball is at 96 miles an hour. Got him. And for Call is down on strikes for the second out here in the 8th inning. 2 away. Well, watch the reaction of everybody involved in this steal home. Osario, the pitcher, Russell Martin, the catcher, even Pedro Feliz. Whoop.
Well, when he saw him lob that ball back to the mound, that's when he decided he was going to go. And Martin was still on his knees or in a crouch and just kind of flipped it back, and that's when Jason Worth took off. Of course, he can really run. He's fast, too. And he got those long legs. It didn't take him long to get there.
1-1 the count.
He had that walking lead down at third. Third baseman was way off the line and back with 2 outs. So that's what I mean. It was just everything was right about that.
Matson ahead now. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Watch this walking lead. Look, walk, move. Never stopped his forward motion, and that's how he's able to do that.
Two and 2 the count.
Hudson, I think, thought he had a strikeout there, and he was on his way into the dugout.
97 on that fastball. It worked in a couple of days, so I guess he's pretty fresh. Lays off one upstairs, and it's full 3 and 2. Phillies trailed at 1-0. Then 2-1. Scored 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Added 1 more in the bottom of the 7th.
Staying right after him with fastballs too. I want to throw a 3-2 changeup here, probably with a 3-run lead and another left-handed hitter on deck who Loney has some power, even though this year he hasn't hit a home run. They were talking about that before the game. Or Ether on deck, I mean. And, you know, he has some power. Definitely has some power.
Oh, Hudson's battling here. Time now for our Firestone leaders. All-time fielding percentage for National League shortstops. How about Jimmy Rollins and Larry Bowa right atop that list?
Well, if somebody was going to beat him at that someday, he'd be proud that it would be Jimmy Rollins, because they worked a lot together.
Firestone, a tradition of innovation. And again, Hudson fouls one off. Last night we were at the Ashburn Foundation dinner. The dinner that honored Harry Kalas, and Larry Bowa's longtime friend and left fielder Greg Glazinski was doing a pretty good Larry Bowa impersonation, voice and everything.
It was good.
Talking about how Harry came up with his call, his out of here call. And it was Larry Bowa who started saying it around the cage when Glazinski was hitting some homers during BP. A looper to left and a base hit for Hudson. He won that battle against Ryan Matson.
That was a terrific at bat by Hudson. And Ryan Matson just kept throwing him fastballs. He kept fouling him off. He jammed him there, and he still got a hit. That guy's a good player, Orlando Hudson. The Rollins Gold Glove winner in both leagues.
I don't know how he was out on the open market for as long as he was.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to finally sign with the Dodgers.
You know, he's a second baseman, so there had to be a team that needed a second baseman, because it's not like he can play a lot of positions. But he's a really good second baseman and a switch hitter.
Well, he's only signed a 1-year deal. Ethier sends one to the air to left field. Raul Ibanez had him played perfectly, and the 8th inning is over. Ryan Matson allows a base hit. He strands a runner, and we've played 7.5. Phillies lead 5-2. Phillies lead at 5-2. Phillies have lost 4 of their last 5 games. They began play today 1 game behind the New York Mets for first place in the National League East. So they're trying to win today. They just try to get back on a winning note.
Mets have runners at first and third with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning right now.
Against Mike Gonzalez for the Braves. Braves won last night. Now, Wheels, we got a little starlet in the crowd today. That was Jennifer Love Hewitt, the actress who we just saw on the screen with the pink Phillies hat. Taking in the ball game here. Matt Stairs, the batter, and he takes one low. It's 1-0, and she was right next to Jamie Kennedy, Philly guy.
Ghost Whisperer, right?
Yeah, I think Friday nights it's on. 2-0 the count to Matt Stairs.
I know who those actors are.
That's good, Wheels, that you're up on top of things like that.
I wouldn't go quite that far, but I didn't know that was them then. Now I do.
Stairs chops one toward the middle. That's his 7th base hit as a pinch hitter. And the birthday gifts to his wife and his daughter are getting a little better. Base hit there. And a runner on first with nobody out. Stairs is going to be pitch run for. So Eric Brutlett's going to come on. So with the Phillies leading it by 3, 5-2. At the top of the order, due up.
And the Dodgers are getting the other left-hander up, Brent Leach.
Ball is off the glove of Martin. And the count 1 ball, no strikes. By the way, Carl Graber, our crack statistician, just let us know that Gary Maddox also had 4 stolen bases in a 14-inning game in 1978 against the Pirates. Joining Sherry McGee with 4 stolen bases in the game, and Jason Worth, who did it tonight. Victorino is 1 for 4. He singled his first time up. Drove in a run and a ground out. His 2nd time to the plate. Two 2-0.
Well, they let this guy off the hook last inning. Ruiz swung at a 2-0 pitch with the bases loaded after he was all over the place and grounded out to end the inning. So, I mean, Belisario has had a lot of trouble with his command tonight, as did the starter.
Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, he had little problems too. So, you know, it's one of those things, and the Dodgers pitchers have had trouble throwing strikes, and the Phillies have been taking advantage of it.
Chopper toward the left side for call to second for 1. Hudson in time to get Victorino. Holy cow.
I think he was safe again.
I think he might have been safe too.
That Hudson's unbelievable how quick he is down there, but it sure looked like Victorino beat that play.
Boy, Bob Davidson has not had a great night over at first base. The check swing to Worth.
Right. And the other play at first where he was safe or out at first. Charlie was upset at that one. It didn't come out that time. This time he decides to come out.
Phillies were down here, that argument would have been a little more intense.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can tell on the replay. Look how quick Hudson is. He's amazing. But
it's closer than I thought.
Yeah, it's close.
It looked like he was there by maybe a half a second.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, his foot is on the bag and the ball is not in his glove. He's safe, but
that was a lot closer than the one earlier. That
defense of Bob Davidson, that is a tough call.
Yeah,
I mean, we have to slow it down that much to get it. But he probably missed it.
Here's Chase Utley with 2 away. Bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies lead it by 3.
But how about Hudson? How quickly he gets rid of that.
Well, even earlier, there were a couple of the throws that.
Oh, here we go again. He's out. No, that one doesn't even matter. He's out.
Davey said he was safe.
Of course. And the guy coaching third for the Dodgers in that course said he was out.
Utley sends one in the air to left field. Pierre has room. And the inning is over. So the Phillies are retired here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Larry Bow will go back to work over the third base coach's box. Brad Lidge is going to go to work for the Phils at the top of the 9th. Working up to this kind of an outing where he's coming in a save situation. This is his 14th ball game. No wins, a loss, 4 saves in 5 opportunities, and a lofty 8.53 ERA. But he says, and you can only take it for his word, that he feels better despite the fact he's allowed to run here or there in these non-safe situations. So he'll go to work here at the top of the 9th inning with the Phillies on top by 3. With an opportunity to close out game 1 of this series. He has allowed runs in 5 of his 13 appearances so far this year. And not only that, he's allowed the long ball too, which is something that he didn't do often last year. He's already allowed 5 home runs this season. So he'll begin against Russell Martin. He throws a slider outside for a ball.
It's a really good Dodgers lineup that you would expect to stay after him here in this inning.
Martin 1 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He's singled. Another slider, and that one's in for a strike. It's 1-1. Boy, it seems like forever since the last time Brad Lidge was in a game to save a game.
It was against the Marlins?
Yeah, the last time, yeah.
Yeah, down there.
And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. I guess the Phillies have either led by large numbers or trailed, particularly here at home. Brad just hasn't had many opportunities to save games. Nearly got Martin to fish after that fastball, and it's 2-2.
Mets did tie that game in the 9th inning, so they're in their 10th.
And the Braves have a runner on second with 1 out in the top of the 10th. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Tim Cheetah, the home plate umpire. 1 away.
I wonder if they were going to go to Bob for that call. It would have been interesting.
Yeah, Tim probably said, you know what, you've had enough tonight, Bob.
After all that's gone on down there, Cheetah takes it himself. And he went. Let's see from the side. Yeah, definitely. Well, you think definitely.
It's all about interpretation.
You don't know. You don't know, but the home plate umpire took the mystery out of it.
One away for James Loney, who is 0 for 3. A slider for a strike, and it's 0-1.
He's throwing a couple sliders for strikes tonight, too. And, you know, that's another thing that he's had a little bit of trouble with. And, of course, to get ahead, he wants to throw that slider in the dirt and have him chase it. Ooh, that's a good fastball.
Sure was.
Right on the knees.
It didn't tail away, which a lot of his fastballs have been doing lately.
That's the pitch that he's really had trouble commanding, and he hasn't thrown many knee-high fastballs.
Brad last year saved 41 games without blowing a save, and then he carried it over, his perfection over, into the postseason, which included the postseason against the Dodgers. Two and two.
How did he not swing at that? That's amazing. That was a good strikeout slider with 2 strikes that a lot of guys chase.
Try to backdoor him with that slider, and it just missed. And it's now 3-2. Matt Kemp waits on deck.
Three-two breaking ball.
And again, it looked like he tried to backdoor him.
Yeah, that's the one he tries to throw for a strike.
I think everybody was spoiled last year with Brad. He was so good, and the defense was so good behind him. Line drive to center. That's a base hit.
Well, that was a belt high fastball, and you know, that's the pitch that will get hit. And of course, Lidge is in his thinking there is he don't want to walk him. Figure let him hit it, and you know, maybe somebody will catch it.
Well, and he's got some breathing room too. I mean, that tightens up a little bit with Matt Kemp at the plate. Delivers a fastball for a strike, belt high. It's 0-1.
Mark Loretta is getting ready to pinch hit down there in their dugout. A very good pinch hitter.
And he's ahead 0-2, and he's been ahead of all 3 hitters so far.
Casey Blake's the next batter out of the 8-hole, and then the pitcher spot, and that's where Loretta's getting ready.
Kemp 1 for 3 tonight. Single homer run in the 4th. There is Casey Blake. And he got him. Didn't he? They'll appeal. Ooh, no. Well, nothing from Charlie, so he had a good view of it.
Good call.
No, he didn't. That's a good call. 1-2 the count. So my bad from over top here. It looked like he went around. Pop up. Shallow right over toward the line. And Jason had plenty of time to get there for the second out. Loney back to first, 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. Phillies won the first game of this homestand against the Braves, then lost the next 2. And now they're 1 out away from winning the first game of this series against the Dodgers. The runner goes, not being held on, and he's got to go back as the count is 0-1. Oh. In an effort to get that foul ball, 2 of the fans fell onto the field. One still had a foot in the stands.
Well, they waited for 2 outs in the 9th.
Loney's going to take off again, and that pitch is hit through the hole at shortstop. And now the breathing room gets a little smaller because with 2 outs, Mark Loretta is going to bat, and he's going to come up as the tying run.
steal a home, it's huge now because he is now the tying run as opposed to the potential go-ahead run.
There's Jason Worth. 4 stolen bases tonight. Mark Loretta on the year is 10 for 30 overall. And he's up here as a pinch hitter for the Dodgers.
He has 7 pinch hits.
Yes, he does. They have a very small bench, but he's 7 for 12. And he shows bunt, and it's a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, and he's not necessarily a home run hitter, but the guy on deck is a singles hitter in Pierre. So, you know, whether that's a good play or not, that'd be up to Joe Torre. Phillies are guarding the line at third. Big hole on the left side.
This one is flared towards center field. Utley going back. He can't get it. It drops in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Stopping at second is Blake. And it's now a 5-3 game. And Brad has allowed a run here in the top of the 9th inning. And Rich Doobie's going to head out to the mound. And Loretta's being pinch run for by Juan Castro.
Looked like Chase got turned around a little bit on this. Hit it right off the end of the bat. And now he just can't quite get to it. There he goes. Great effort. Not quite.
So Loney scores from second base. Still 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. And Juan Pierre is the batter. Where the runner's on first and second. The runner on first is the most important, though, because that's the potential tying run. There takes one outside, 1-0.
Kind of half holding him on, too. Ryan Howard's not all the way back, but you'll see he's coming forward, slapping his glove to try and keep Castro closer to first.
Cases 1 hit toward the gap.
Right. You know, if the ball's hit through the hole, you know, they want him to have a little more room. And they also, I guess, figure Castro is faster than Loretta, but he's not real fast.
Two balls and 1 strike to count to Pierre. See what Pierre has done against Lidge in just 8 at bats. He has 3 hits. This will be the 24th pitch of the inning for Brad Lidge. Into center field. It's pretty deep. Victorino is back, jumps up, makes the grab, and the ball game is over. A little extra tension here at the top of the 9th inning, but Brad Lidge records his 5th save of the season as Victorino tracks down the liner off the bat of Juan Pierre. Our Chevrolet player of the game,